So I'm here at South by Southwest 2014 with Mike Stenberg of Siemens, who is the VP of Digital Infrastructure. And Mike, we were just talking about some of the challenges and opportunities of introducing social business to C-suite and particularly to CEOs and getting them on board. And what I wanted to ask you was, what are some of the tricks or sort of tools of the trade for engaging the C-suite and teaching senior leaders about social and getting them involved?
Sure. So we see definitely that the digital transformation which a company needs to undergo to stay in business in today's environment needs to start from the top.
Right.
It needs top management, not only support, but active engagement.
Yeah.
Because C-suite is the role model, the examples towards the organization. And you need to shift the behavior and the mindset of all employees. And that can only start from the top. So we at Siemens have a clear strategy in place where we work very closely with the executives to become social thought leaders themselves and be lighthouse users in front of the employees' workforce.
And what's that process like? Like, how do you begin a process like that? What are some of the key milestones that that you have to take these guys through to get them from social media novices to master practitioners?
Certainly, we're following a phased approach. First, identifying the executives who are open, because you can waste a lot of energy and resources trying to work with somebody who's not open at all. So work with the guys who see the change coming and who are open to adapt. However, they usually are not very experienced. So going into a listening exercise where they can figure out how social works, how the language works, into building an audience, which takes time, into creating content themselves, figuring out the opportunities where they have access to content which is unique, which reflects their personality, into becoming influential. These are the stages we are driving the executives through. One of the key success factors is to set up a KPI system where you regularly report on. And an exercise I've been doing is creating an internal leaderboard, because a language executives understand are rankings and KPIs. So that created an enormous dynamic, which led to success.
Well, that certainly sounds like a great hack, using the good old-fashioned sales ladder to create a little bit of extra motivation for executives to get involved. What does the start of that process look like for the executive? What's some of the feedback that they've been giving to you about what it feels like to go through this process for them? What are some of the surprises perhaps for them along the way? If I was an executive who hadn't done this before, what should I expect as I start to go through this process?
So obviously it requires careful support, and we are in the lucky situation that we have communications experts alongside the CEOs, which can help a lot, which can recommend. So we haven't seen any major pitfalls being hit in the process, which is a good one. And they get constant individual coaching on what worked, what didn't work, why, so they can improve on the activities as they do.
And what benefits are these guys seeing? Any stories you can tell us about, some of the benefits that they feel they've reaped? Perhaps not only for the business broadly, because there are clearly some influence benefits for Siemens, but for the individual executives involved, what do you see them getting out of it?
So one of the first premises is certainly establishing thought leadership around topics they stand for, which are business relevant. And we've been seeing gains in terms of cloud scores in the ranges of 10 to 15, so above 60, which is nice achievement. So that's one focus of their role in terms of thought leadership. There are personal stories around sales leads, obviously, interesting new contacts, expanding the networks, which clearly shows that sales impact is being generated from these kind of activities.
Right, that's great. Well, thanks for your time.